And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. It is non-qualifiers night here tonight, live from the dirt track at Charlotte. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call as we get set to go for the first of 4 servers here tonight from the dirt track at Charlotte. Well, to start us off first, we have your 358 modifieds up on the program first. It is the Veterans 358 non-qualifiers. After this one, we'll move into the 360 wing sprint cars non-qualifiers, followed by the Pro Late Model non-qualifiers, and then to wrap up the night where we all started with the 358 modifieds once again, as we are ready to go racing. Just well, this one shouldn't take too long, I wouldn't think, because, well, with the drivers that we have in the server, well, it's real simple. There's only 3. So it's going to make for a very quick Veterans non-qualifier here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for your Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. And it is now time to take a look, and we go trackside at some of the cars that are about to hit the racetrack. Let's take a look at one of the first cars. So Steve Moore in the 888 machine will come onto the racing surface. Take a look at the fastest lap, current lap time as well. Bob DeGood as well. And then Happy Halloween number 5 and the number 7 car, and the 513 car is Jeffrey Barker. So 3 cars, there's your podium. Real simple. So it's a matter of who is going to get the job done. Still a couple of spots left in the World Finals. The soup runs for tomorrow night have been scratched. So still a couple of spots that you can purchase for Monday night's Dirt Track Bank Flatline Racing Bodies World Final. Jeffrey Barker with a 15.629, his best lap. Bob DeGood with a 15.742, that's his best lap. And Steve Moore with a 15.800. So it looks like we have the field set, done and dusted. And hopefully we're not too far away from advancing this one. And with that being said, it is done and dusted. So, straight into your feature race it's going to be. So just to show you the results up on screen, Jeffrey Barker, Bob DeGood, Steve Moore. Real simple, real quick grid. Jeffrey Barker on pole in the 513, Bob DeGood in car 7 from 2, and Steve Moore, the 888 machine, from position number 3. And that is our lineup. All right, so it looks like, I believe it is going to be a, let me get this one right, 20-lap feature event. So they'll go around one more time behind the iRacing.com Steve King Foundation safety car, or the pace truck I should call it. So Barker DeGood, front row, Steve Moore in the second row by himself. So don't forget, after this one, 360s on the program, followed by the Pro Late Models, and then to wrap up the night, it is going to be your 358 modifieds. This is non-qualifier night. This is the Veterans non-qualifiers. Let's get set to go race it off. Turn number 4. Barker and DeGood, along with Steve Moore, 20 laps on the board. Green flag is out. As they work down through the first and second turn, it'll be Barker leading the way from DeGood in second spot. Don't know why it's showing the race time up there. So while I get that fixed, it can't be too hard to go through and remember who is who on the zoo. Lap one is in the books. Jeffrey Barker continues to lead the way from Bob DeGood, running in second spot. Steve Moore back there in the third spot. So no change to the running order as they complete what is lap number 2 of what should be a 20-lap feature event. So Barker continuing to lead the way. What's up, Diggs? Alright, don't know why it's showing the time still. Anyhow, hopefully that'll be all fixed and sorted. It is not a 58-minute race, that's for sure. In fact, we're just going to take that away because it's... Yeah, you know, let's leave it up there. It is what it is. So DeGood still trying to chase down Jeffrey Barker for the race lead. Steve Moore still in that third spot. You can see him about 1.1 second away from your second place driver. It's about a second away now. So Barker continuing to lead the way here at the dirt track at Charlotte. A 20-lap feature event. There's Steve Moore on screen. Probably a good time to maybe take a look at some onboard shots right now. So onboard Steve Moore right now. Let's take a look as we go on board with Bob DeGood in the 7K. You can see him just trying to keep the car nice and straight at the moment. He's got a 1.2 second gap. Back to Jeffrey Barker. So Barker looking to win the non-qualifiers night for the veterans here of your Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. Don't forget, check out Coast to Coast on the web at www.c2crl.com. Couple of spots still up for grabs for all 3 divisions of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals come Monday night. There's Jeffrey Barker on screen as we get the drone cam out. So that's lap 12 completed of a 30-lap main event. I make that 20-lap main event, sorry. So we're not too far away from having this one completed. 7 laps left to run. Here in the main event, Jeffrey Barker still leading the way there from Bob DeGood in second spot. You can see the gap on the time on the left-hand side. It's about 1.7, 1.8 seconds. So Barker's got this field well and truly covered. Bob DeGood still runs in second. Steve Moore in third position in that 888 machine. With 5 laps left to run here of the veterans non-qualifier night of your Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. So Barker with 3.5 to run down the back straight away. Three to go at the line. Barker, DeGood, and Moore still the top 3. At least all 3 of these drivers will have a podium here tonight. Here in the Dirt Track Bank Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. Thanks to Coast Racing League and live here on Ultimate Dirt TV tonight. Live each and every night on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And what should be A lap and a half to run. In fact, this might even be the white flag. Should be the checkers. Jeffrey Barker comes across the line. And that should be the race done and dusted. They might even give themselves 25 or 30 laps. Either way, still going to be no change to the way they run. Jeffrey Barker, Bob the Good, Steve Mora. So it's opened up to what is now 2.5 seconds. For Barker over to Good. Coming to the closing laps of your veterans non-qualifier night here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and on Ultimate Dirt TV for tonight's coverage of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. So if they're going to give themselves a 25-lap feature event, this will complete lap number 25. And looks like they are going to finish it up there on lap 25. So that will do it. Jeffrey Barker, Bob DeGood, and Steve Moore will complete this podium. So that being said, let's go trackside. Let's bring in your 3 drivers that competed in this one. Alright, and there we go. Alright, let's chat to third place driver at the moment. It's going to be the 888 machine of Steve Mora. Steve, well done on third place. I mean, only 3 cars, but you know what? Third place is third place, right?
Tough race, huh? Yeah, it's too bad we don't have a few more vets and first responders in these races, but those 2 that were there kicked me, so there you go. Go back to the drawing board.
There you go, back to the drawing board. Are we going to see in the sprint cars and the pro late models coming up shortly?
I think I'm just going to do the pro lights. I'm thinking late models and then do these again. I think I'm skipping the 360s. Time to eat supper.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I'll tell you what, go and enjoy the supper. Thank you for everything that you do for the, well, not for me, but for the United States. Third place, Steve, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 888 machine.
Say that again.
I said we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 888 machine.
All right. Thank you. I'd like to thank Steve's Custom Clubs and the Salty Dogs.
All right, there we go. Steve Moore home in third place. Home in second place tonight was Bob DeGood in car 7. Bob, congratulations on second place. You had yourself a podium wrapped up before we even started tonight, but I guess Jeff Barker was just too good there in the end.
Barker was really good. He's always good in this car, and yeah, I got to follow him around and kind of go to school on him, but he's fast. He's the fast guy.
He's the fast guy. Well, tonight, you've got 3 different classes to run. You started with the 358s. We'll go to the 360 wing sprint cars next, followed by the pro late models. And then to wrap up the non-qualifiers night, you'll come back into the 358 modifiers. What have you learnt so far this week?
Charlotte's an interesting track. When you get more cars on it, the line moves up more to the top. And you kind of the line changes, and you got to stay on top of that.
Well, Bob, good luck for the rest of the night, and good luck for the Monday night World Finals Championship night here of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. Bob, congratulations on this second place. We'll let you thank everybody involved on this 7 car.
Yeah, well, I'd like to thank you, Brett, for announcing that race, and Coast to Coast Racing League for organizing it and putting it on. Malcolm Smills Millwrighting, and my teammate Jeff Parker.
There we go. Bob DeGood home in second spot. Home in first place tonight is the 513 car of Jeffrey Barker. Jeff, first place here tonight so far. A good way to start tonight, but hey, job's not done just yet.
Yeah, hopefully it'll break my streak of crashing. I haven't finished a single heat race or feature so far this week, so maybe this will break the streak.
What have you learned most about running the different classes here this week? You know, all running back to back to back.
Oh, I haven't learned anything. I've been wrecked out, and I've wrecked out. I don't want to say I've been wrecked out. I've wrecked out on like virtually the first 5 laps each time. So I've learned nothing useful. But hopefully it'll turn around tonight. I'm feeling better about it, and we'll have a good night. And we started off, we got a win here for the veterans race. I wish we had some more people here, but apparently they're doing some back to school stuff, and we got a little low car count, but.
Doesn't matter if it's a low car count or not. Jeff, you got the win here tonight in the non-qualifiers night. Still a lot of racing left to come here tonight. But before we let you go, Jeff, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 513 car.
All right, thanks. I got to thank the U.S. Marines. Got to thank Malcolm's Mills Millwrighting, Epsilon Sprint Reps for making it look good. And I almost did say G-Force Racing TV because that's what's still on the car. It's an old skin. I'm going to have to get that updated with some C2C racing, huh?
Absolutely. You get that fixed up, and we'll let you go. We'll let you get back to it.
All right. Thanks, Brett. Thanks for putting up with us, buddy.
Oh, good, mate. You're all welcome. There we go. Jeffrey Barker home in first place here tonight. Well, that'll wrap the first race of the program up for the night. We've still got plenty of action to come here live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Stick around. It is coming up to the 360 Wing Sprint Cars non-qualifiers race, and I think coming just when I registered for the next server, I believe we were looking at 9, maybe 10 cars. So what we'll do, we'll take this opportunity to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt 3, step aside here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Come back with your 360 Wing Sprint Cars non-qualifiers race coming up in a few moments' time.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side, and pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
Welcome to Team Red, White, and Blue. Thank you so much for joining our team. My name is Mike Irwin, and I have the honor to serve as the Executive Director. When I founded Team RWB in 2010, our initial focus centered on veteran transition and reintegration into civilian life. But as the large-scale deployments have slowed down, the military's ability to support reintegration has improved, hundreds of thousands of veterans have used their GI Bill, and companies have prioritized hiring veterans, the overall mental, physical, and emotional health of the veteran community still has a long way to go. And Team RWB has a major leadership role to play. And that means that we need you. We need you to close out this video and to know that you didn't just join a listserv or download an app. You joined a team composed of real people, over 200,000 strong, who are veterans on active duty in the National Guard or reserves or civilian supporters. And these people, who we refer to as Eagles, want you to get involved in Team RWB. Why is it so important for you to become an active member of the team? Because when you do, we know that it will improve your mental and physical health, help you to develop new and meaningful relationships in your life, and provide you with a sense of purpose that comes from belonging to something bigger than yourself. Over the past decade, veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war and post-military life have told us how important physical fitness has been to them. Running has helped veterans battle nightmares. Triathlons have helped with headaches, and CrossFit has enabled them to sleep better. These fitness activities, along with others, have made them more confident and healthy people. Unfortunately, millions of veterans have forgotten about the power of physical training in their lives. So as you get involved and see the power of Team RWB in your own life, I hope that you feel inspired to reach out to other veterans and encourage them to follow in your footsteps. In closing, I want to again thank you for stepping forward and joining Team Red, White, and Blue. We're fired up to have you on the team, and I know that you're going to be flying the Eagle with pride for a long time. Hi, my name is Mike Irwin. I'm 42 years old. I'm the founder and executive director of Team Red, White, and Blue. Previously, I served 13 years on active duty in the Army as an intelligence officer, and 7 years ago, I transitioned to the Army Reserves, where I still serve as a lieutenant colonel. I founded Team Red, White, and Blue in 2010 when I was a grad student at the University of Michigan. I had just finished up my third deployment to Iraq or Afghanistan, and I missed that sense of camaraderie, but also the responsibility to be physically fit. And that led me to reach out to fellow veterans, and we started getting the ball rolling with what is now Team Red, White, and Blue. When I think about Team RDB, our lens is so similar, and this is why we love Inside Tracker, is because it's really about the holistic picture. IT does a lot of focus on the nutrition, and that's an area where we need to grow, and why we're so excited for the partnership, because we know that nutrition plays a huge role in holistic health, but we don't have enough content right now to educate the veteran population on how they can more effectively eat to drive their holistic health. So much of our focus in the first rung in the ladder for us is fitness and physical activity. It's really the quality of the experience that I've seen firsthand, from the blood draw to downloading the app, to creating the profile, to getting that individualized reports, and having that concrete, indisputable, hey, these are the numbers, they are what they are, is so important, to getting yourself to start making improvements in your life, is knowing where you're at. When I think about the life that we lead here on our homestead, family farm, it's very clear to me that there's such a strong connection between how we're striving to live our life and what we do at Team Red, White, and Blue, and what I've learned so much in just the past couple of months about Inside Tracker. To focus on what we put into our bodies, the nutrition, caffeine, alcohol, all those things, they have such a profound impact on our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health. And what we try to do here not only is to know where as much of our food as possible that we eat comes from, but also we're outside and we're in nature and we're moving our bodies. And the priority that I place on that in my own life is something that we're trying to bring more into the conversation with Team Red, White, and Blue, and also through our partnership with Inside Tracker. And so those things are increasingly important to what we do in Team Red, White, and Blue. And oh, by the way, they're things that the data clearly show us the veteran community needs.
Well, Team RWB really encompasses the spirit of what it means to be a veteran.
This weekend is all about Eagle leadership and getting together and learning about how other chapters do things and what works for them and what works for us.
It's amazing. Every day is a different event. We hike together, we run together. The fire pit was amazing.
And I know today there's going to be some sort of scavenger hunt, a competition of some sort, so I'm sure that won't end badly.
What's up, guys? How you doing? It's so awesome to be here. Not just an incredible place, but seeing so many of the leaders of the organization that have invested so much of their heart and soul and continue to do so.
Our mission is to really pay back to some extent for the debt that we owe to our veterans.
The spirit of service is not solely for veterans. It's for civilians, it's for police officers, it's for first responders, it's for teachers, it's for people that put the community before themselves.
If you're in the military, you're already part of a big family, but right now you're gonna be part of a bigger family who's out to help those ones who've been out there before, who need assistance.
Just enjoying ourselves out here, but at the same time knowing that the purpose of us coming together is for something bigger that's coming.
And so everyone here is putting their little piece of the puzzle together and helping to build this organization that's saving and changing lives. And I hope that you never forget examples like that of how much this organization means to so many people and your role in it.
Sherry, the flag is flying high tonight ahead of the opening ceremony, and it's made quite the journey to get here.
The Old Glory Relay, it's a really neat thing. They're taking an American flag from Washington, D.C. to Birmingham, Alabama.
Veterans and supporters carried the flag 3,100 miles and passed through 15 states.
And this journey has been walking and running and rucking and cycling and pushing and a little bit of everything.
Team RWB focuses on enriching veterans' lives, and the Old Glory Relay is our opportunity to display and tell veterans that their best days are ahead with a strong focus on health and wellness.
It's not just to show the grit, the strength, and the commitment of American veterans, but also to show our great nation that we can come together and achieve anything.
Just a beautiful morning in Tuscaloosa, kicking off the final leg of the flag relay for the World Games. It's going to be exciting to see that flag taken into the stadium tomorrow night.
Team Red, White, and Blue just reminded the world that life is a team sport. I am so incredibly proud of the grit and the perseverance that Team Red, White, and Blue members have shown through the heat and the hills, the wind, the humidity, the long days. Over the past 45 days, moving this flag that Noah just carried into the stadium safely to help kick off the World Games. Let's go!
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side, and pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
And we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is time for the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals Non-Qualifiers night. It is now time for the 360 winged sprint cars to take to the racetrack. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call. As we get set, we are not too far away from your qualifying for the 360 winged sprint cars. They are just looking to advance it over here in just a few moments' time. So the way it's all going to work is how it will work, I should say, is it is going to be qualifying. Then they will go into racing. There is a field of 13 drivers. It'll be heat racing, 8 laps. Everybody will go to the show. There'll be a warm-up session and then a 25-lap main event. So qualifying, getting ready to take to the racetrack right now as we get set for the 13 cars to take a look at qualifying. And let's bring up the first driver. One of the first drivers to go up on screen, that is Brandon Templeton in the dirt track bang Big C's GY6RN of Brandon Templeton. Car 31, Brandon Templeton in car number 31. So normally these non-qualifiers races, they'll be racing for the back end of the starting positions for the feature event come Monday night. However, news coming through in the past 24 hours. These drivers are racing for starting positions only. Let's see those first times coming through. Brandon Templeton, quick time with a 14.078. Logan Wentz with a 14.762 on lap number 1. See if he can jump up a little better on the speed charts. He does with a 14.466. He goes 7th quick. Pat Boyce 3rd quick with a 14.242. Chad Coate in car number 11C, the Highline Racing entry. Dirtco Media House. 11C of Chad Coate. He will be the last car to get a time in. He'll make it the 12th car of the 13 drivers that signed into the pit area for tonight. Lap number 1 should be 2nd quick. It is with a 14.137, a 14.137 for Chad Coate. 2nd lap time as he makes his way down the front straight away. It's going to be a little slower, so he will stay 2nd quick. Brandon Aylesworth in the 041 car should not get a lap in, seeing as though the checkered flag is going to fly. It'll be 13th quick nonetheless. So, heat races are done. Not heat racing, qualifying is done. Now we move into heat racing action. Let's take a look at your starting lineup, and it'll go like this. Brandon Templeton on the pole position. Stephen Bixler, car 75, to the outside of the front row. Row 2 inside, position number 3, the 72 car of Zachary Chapman. To the outside from 4, it's the 7 car of Bob DeGood. 3rd row inside, the 181 car of Jeffrey Kemper will start from position number 5. To the outside from position number 6, Gary Taylor in car number 34. And then position number 7, it'll be the 041 car of Brandon Aylesworth to make up this 7-car field in heat number 1. So the cars are rolling around the racetrack behind the Steve King Foundation pace truck. Safety car is staying on the racetrack for the moment. Who will take out heat race number 1 of the Flatline Racing Body's World Finals Non-Qualifiers night of the 360 wing sprint cars? Pro late models to come after this one, followed by the 358 modifieds to wrap up the program. And to wrap up everything, all barring Monday night's main event. It's time to go racing here at the dirt track in Charlotte. All dirt roads lead to the dirt track at Charlotte. Here we go. Green flag getting set to fly. Brandon Templeton, Stephen Bixler, front row And the green flag is out. Then it's going to be Templeton looking to slide it up. He'll slide it just above the slick. And now here comes Bixler to the outside. Templeton slides up. Bixler looking at the tail tank of the 31 car. Now goes to the middle of the racetrack. They'll go side by side. Oh boy, Templeton into the wall. He'll give up the race lead. Meanwhile, Brandon Aylesworth, problems there for Zach Chapman. Jeffrey Kemper, Gary Taylor involved as well. Let's take a look at what happened here on the replay. The 181 car. Oh, so Kemper just gets into the side of Chapman. Just sliding up just a little too much there was the 181 car. He goes spinning to the infield. Chapman losing the front wing. He'll come back to the pits. See if they can get that car quickly repaired. If they can, he should be able to make it back out onto the racetrack. So he gets a nice little quick repair done on the 72 car. But how about that 75 of Stephen Bixler, the race leader? So it looks like caution laps are counting at the moment. They shouldn't count in the feature events. Hopefully the lights will go out on the Steve King Foundation pace truck. That they do. And the field will go single file with 3 laps left to run. Heat number 1 of 2 of your Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals non-qualifiers night, although you can pretty much scrap that. Can't really scrap that, although all these drivers later on in the main event tonight, they are racing for better starting positions. Green flag getting ready to fly. Stephen Bixley gets on the gas. We're back underway in heat race number 1. And Brandon Templeton is going to try and run him down. Brandon Aylesworth in the 041 car has found his way to position number 3. Almost looks like he's on a controller there in that 041 car, but they're doing a nice job back there in position number 3 with 2 laps left to run. Goes to the inside on Templeton. Templeton gets the drive on the exit of corner number 2 as he looks to run down Stephen Bixler, although half a second between Bixler and Templeton. Bixler looking to start on pole via 25-lap main event later on this evening, working down the back straightaway for the final time. Heat race number 1 is now officially in the books as the checkered flag will fly. Bixler gets the job done over Brandon Templeton, Brandon Aylesworth, Jeffrey Kemper, Bob the Good, Zach Chapman in 5th and 6th position, Gary Taylor. Let's take a look at heat race number 1 results. Bixler from Templeton, Aylesworth, your top 3, Kemper in 4th, Chapman in 5th, to Good 6th, and Taylor in 7th. Heat number 2, just the 6 cars lining up to the racetrack, and it'll be Chad Coate in the 11C from position number 1. Pat Boyce in the 41 from position number 2. Position number 3 with the 161 car of Terry Landis from 4. It's the 18 of Logan Wentz. From the 3rd and final row, from position number 5, it's the 513 car of Jeffrey Barker. To the outside, the 302 John Rayner from position number 6. 6 cars to do battle. This will line up the outside row to make it a 13-car field in tonight's main event. And after this, there will be a quick warm-up session. Once the warm-up session is done, we will roll into your 25-lap main event. And then once that main event is done, we'll chat to the top 3. While that is happening, then we'll play some commercial breaks, come back with the Pro Late models. And we'll do the same thing with the Pro Late models. So they'll have heat races, followed by a prelim, or a main event, if you want to call it that. And then again, talk to the top 3, play some commercials, come back with the 358 modifieds, and we'll do it all again, rinse and repeat, to find out the final drivers in this field and where they will start come Monday night. Heat number 2, Final heat race of the 360 wing sprint cars, Flatline Racing Bodies, World Finals. Chad Cope, Paddy Boyce, front row, green flag is out. Boyce immediately trying to duck down to the inside with a crossover move there on Chad Cote, Landerson, Wentz. They go side by side. Now Boyce coming up the Cote down into turn number 3 and 4. Cote's got the run back here. Here comes Terry Landis down to the inside, down into turn number 1 and 2. Jeffrey Barker in the 513 machine looking to move up a few more positions. Again, each position is one row in tonight's main event. Landis goes down to the low side, back into turn number 1 and 2. He's got second over Boyce. Boyce now back to third, but watching Landis on screen in the 161 machine. Barker trying to follow suit down to the low side of the racetrack. Boyce is good on the top side, through 3 and 4. We go down to the first and second turn. Chad Cote still leading the way. I think it's bottom 1 and 2. Top 3 and 4. Just looking at the way these drivers are able to get around. Here comes now Boyce back, looking back to the outside on Terry Landis down into turn number 1 and 2. Boyce in the 41 car gets a little higher. Right up the right rear, nearly catching the concrete wall. Look at the line that he gets through 3 and 4. And Pat Boyce now finds his way back to the runner-up position. Runs a mini slider line, enters mid-track, the right rear, tags the concrete wall. He'll give up second spot once again. Now he's going to chase down the 161 car of Terry Landis. Barker back in position number 4. Logan Wentz in 5th. John Rayner in that 6th and final spot on the racetrack. Boys still not giving up without a fight just yet. They'll come to the white flag. Chad Cote is your race leader. Boyce and Landis side by side. Give it to Boyce at the start-finish line. Landis will be good through turn number 1 and 2, but Boyce is just a little bit better right now. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Final lap, final couple of turns of 360 wing sprint car competition for the heat races. Chad Cote will get the win. Second will go to Pat Boyce. Third will be Terry Landis. We'll take a look at your official results. Fourth is going to be Jeffrey Barker, Logan Wentz to round out the top 5 with John Rayner coming home in position number 6. Well, it's time to take this opportunity to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Step aside here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. You're watching the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. This is Non-Qualifiers night for the 360 wing sprint cars. Back in a few moments with your main event on the other side of this.
Welcome to Team Red, White, and Blue. Thank you so much for joining our team. My name is Mike Irwin, and I have the honor to serve as the Executive Director. When I founded Team RWB in 2010, our initial focus centered on veteran transition and reintegration into civilian life. But as the large-scale deployments have slowed down, the military's ability to support reintegration has improved, hundreds of thousands of veterans have used their GI Bill, and companies have prioritized hiring veterans, the overall mental, physical, and emotional health of the veteran community still has a long way to go. And Team RWB has a major leadership role to play. And that means that we need you. We need you to close out this video and to know that you didn't just join a listserv or download an app. You joined a team composed of real people, over 200,000 strong, who are veterans on active duty in the National Guard or reserves or civilian supporters. And these people, who we refer to as the Eagles, want you to get involved in Team RWB. Why is it so important for you to become an active member of the team? Because when you do, we know that it will improve your mental and physical health, help you to develop new and meaningful relationships in your life, and provide you with a sense of purpose that comes from belonging to something bigger than yourself. Over the past decade, veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war and post-military life have told us how important physical fitness has been to them. Running has helped veterans battle nightmares. Triathlons have helped with headaches, and CrossFit has enabled them to sleep better. These fitness activities, along with others, have made them more confident and healthy people. Unfortunately, millions of veterans have forgotten about the power of physical training in their lives. So as you get involved and see the power of Team RWB in your own life, I hope that you feel inspired to reach out to other veterans and encourage them to follow in your footsteps. In closing, I want to again thank you for stepping forward and joining Team Red, White, and Blue. We're fired up to have you on the team, and I know that you're going to be flying the Eagle with pride for a long time.
And welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV. Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is feature race time about to happen for the Flatline Racing Bodies Non-Qualifiers 360 winged sprint cars. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the callers. We get set to take a look at your 13 drivers for tonight's main event. On the pole position in car number 75, that is Stephen Bixler. To the outside of the front row, the 11C of Chad Coate from position number 2. From 3 with the 31 car, Brandon Templeton. From 4, the 41 of Pat Boyce. From 5, the 041 of Brandon Aylesworth. From 6, the 161 of Terry Landis. From 7, the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper. From 8, the 513 of Jeffrey Barker. From 9, the 72 of Zach Chapman. From 10, it's the 18 of Logan Wentz. From 11, it's the 7 of Bob DeGood. From 12, it's the 302 of John Rayner. And from 13, the 34 of Gary Taylor. 13 drivers, 25 laps. They race for starting positions. Come Monday night's World Finals main event. In what will be, I think it was 50 laps. Let me just double check that. It is going to be 50 laps of competition come Monday night. Monday, October 23rd, the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. Here we go. Non-qualifiers night about to roll into the main events. The green flag goes up. The throttles are about to go down. And let's go live for 25 here at the dirt track at Charlotte with Bixler and Templeton. Got a good launch here on the inside. We'll go 3 wide. Oh, Chad Coate had to back out of it now. Brandon Templeton to the race lead. Templeton making the intentions clear from the outset of this main event. Coate had to back up the throttle. He's now backed up the 11C back to position number 5, making 4. Landis now coming after Aylesworth. They fight for track position. They fight for position on the racetrack. The 72 of Zach Chapman going to battle with the 181 car of Jeffrey Kemper down into turn number 1 and 2. Remember, those two drivers had a bit of contact in the opening heat race of the night. Oh boy! Oh, Aylesworth going to go around. Kemper going to go around. We'll go yellow down into turn number 3 and 4. All just unfolded there. Sort of nowhere to go. In fact, it all started with keep an eye on Landis in the 181, in the 161 car and the 041. In fact, the initial contact, you look at the 72 car, Chapman just got a good run. Paul Kemper nowhere to go on that exchange. Just caught the left rear of the 041 car as he was spinning around. So Kemper, we'll be able to get a quick little running repairs done. For the moment, right now, as we pace behind the Steve King Foundation pace truck, it is Brandon Templeton, your race leader from Stephen Bixler. So no one able to pull a sweep here in the 360 wing sprint cars portion of the night. With Templeton going quickest in qualifying. It was Bixler who got the better of him in heat race number 1. Wake up main event time, that 31 car. He means business here tonight. See what Landis and Chapman can do coming from the third row. We'll see if Chad Coate, Pat Boyce, those two drivers had a, well, interesting battles with other respected drivers throughout the course of heat number 2, but the green flag is back out. We're underway. Pat Boyce immediately now going to throw himself into the runner-up position. He'll now take that spot away there from Stephen Bixler, who's now Coat tries to go to the outside. They'll go 3 wide down through turn number 3 and 4. Coat just caught the wall. He'll now fall outside the top 5 as now here comes the 72 car of Zach Chapman. Looking to the inside now on Bixler down into 3 and 4. Now looking to go to the outside, almost making a hit of a 3-1 action through turn number 3 and 4. Landis has got third up the line. Landis still holding on to a podium position. Bixler on the outside looking into a podium spot. Boyce trying to run down your race leader of Brandon Templeton. So Pat Boyce in the 41 car, sailing it upstairs through turn number 1 and 2. Chapman along with Coat, they go wheel to wheel, bit of contact. Chad Coat, oh boy, he outspun the car, he kept it going, and we are going to stay green. Kemper, Barker, how about Barker in the 513? He took out the veterans 358 modified main event probably about 30 minutes ago. See if he can continue to keep on this good run going. Spoke to him during that interview and he said, well, it just hasn't been his week so far. Looking to turn things around. Bixler, Landis, Boyce, 3-car battle for the final 2 spots on the podium as Brandon Templeton has opened up a 1-second lead with 10 down, 15 to run. Bixler had third of the line. Landis consistently run on the inside of the racetrack. He went from 4th to 2nd in the matter of 2 left-hand turns. See what he can do down to the bottom of turn number 3 and 4. Pat Boyce once again back to the outside. These 2 drivers, Boyce and Landis, went at it in heat race number 2. Meanwhile, it was Stephen Bixler catching the wall there on the back straightaway. Bixler had the joy of leading heat race number 1, and now he's found his way back to position number 3. Landis back to 4th. That could change in the space of 2 left-hand turns as they work down the back straightaway. Coming to 12th to go, so we're past half race distance right now in the main event of the 360 wing sprint cars. Jeffrey Kemper, the 181 machine, into position number 5. Zach Chapman will go back to 7th as Jeffrey Barker sweeps around the outside of the 72 car. Barker in the 513. The black and orange machine, you won't miss that car on the racetrack. Chad Coat now coming after the 72 car of Chapman with a slide job down into turn number 1 and 2. And Chad Coat driving like a man possessed right now on the top of the racetrack. Just as we watch him, he gets into the wall. Now here comes Gary Taylor. Taylor trying to come after Chad Coat. They've somewhat spread themselves thin here as we come to single-digit laps remaining. 9 to go for Brandon Templeton. Don't look now, B-Temp, because here comes the 41 of Paddy Boyce. Really closing the door and really closing the gap on that 31 car. Goes the 41 of Boyce down into 1 and 2. 3 to 4/10 of a second lead. You can just see it. Boyce, he made the mistake just like the last lap, which cost him 1/10 of a second. But by far, he's been one of the quickest cars on the racetrack. He's just picked up 2/10 of a second just then there on the previous lap with a 14.357. Oh boy, Brandon Templeton, you may have company here in the final closing laps of this main event. We stay focused on the top 2 drivers out in front because now it's 3/10 of a second. Although that last lap time by there was 3 1/1000ths of a second separating Brandon Templeton and Pat Boyce. And I think Brandon Templeton, he spotted something that Pat Boyce was doing in the rear vision mirror and he said, you know what, I'll take that line. Thank you very much for showing me the way because now I'm going to run away with this one with 4 to run as they close in on the back of the 302 car of John Rayner in 10th position. Rayner looking to stay on the lead lap. He loses control of the 302 car. Bixler gets around the outside, so with 3 to run. Landis and Kemper. Now here comes Kemper to the top into turn number 1. Landis has to slide it up to the cushion because Rayner's running the inside line. Oh boy, oh look out. Kemper's going to go around with 2 to go. 360 does. And we'll go yellow And the 1 second lead that Brandon Templeton has, it is now gone. And we are coming to overtime. It will be a green-white checker situation for Brandon Templeton, Pat Boyce and Stephen Bixler. And is this the time right now for Pat Boyce to try something different in 1 and 2 on the restart? Does he go to the bottom side? Does he go to the slider line? Does he stay upstairs? These questions he has to think about for 2 and a bit laps. And I'm sure the nerves are kicking in right now because these drivers would love to get a better starting spot. The higher you finish up in this main event, the higher you are going to start come Monday night's World Finals. Thanks to Flatline Racing, Bonnies. And the main event of the 360 Wing Sprint Cars. It is going to be 50 laps in distance. So the lights will stay on the Steve King Foundation pace truck. So once we come off turn 4, they will get the Wonder Green signal. And Templeton, right here, right now, is going to be his race to lose. I'm sure he's been in situations where he's been the runner-up or the second place driver. And he's been in situations where he's been the leader with 2 to run. He knows that the restart is very, very important. Pace truck will turn left to the infield. And Brandon Templeton is now just 2 laps away from being victorious here in the main event. Good start, and that's pretty much sealed the fate there for Pat Boyce. I don't think anyone is going to catch Brandon Templeton unless he makes a mistake. He gets through 1 and 2. Now here comes Landis coming after Bixler down into 3 and 4. White flag flies. Here out the dirt track gets Charlotte. And Brandon Templeton leading the way once again, looking to lead from start to finish. Backstretch for the final time. The Flatline Racing Bodies non-qualifier main event victory goes to Brandon Templeton. Second to be Pat Boyce. Stephen Bixler comes home in third. What a way to wrap up the 360 portion of the program. Let's take a look at those official results coming up on screen. The Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals non-qualifiers night 360 main event win goes to Brandon Templeton. Pat Boyce comes home in second. Stephen Bixler third. Terry Landis in fourth. Chad Cope rounds out your top 5. Jeffrey Barker in sixth. Seventh will go to Jeffrey Kemper. Eighth is Gary Taylor. Ninth is Bob DeGood. He was the last car on the lead lap. John Rayner in 10th. He finished 1 lap down. 11th goes to Zachary Chapman. Brandon Aylesworth in 12th. And 13th was Logan Wentz. Those drivers, they have all made Monday night's main event. But they've just got a little bit more work to do, especially the drivers that finished near the back of the field. We'll wait for the drivers to get out of the cockpits of the race cars. We'll chat to our top 3 here in just a few moments' time. I know we've got our race winner. We'll see if we can grab second and third place. Oh, we have brought one person up too many. All right, we'll chat to the man that comes home in third place tonight. It's Stephen Bixler. Steve, congratulations on this third place finish here tonight. Well, it started off good. You won heat race number 1. You started on pole, but hey, Steve, you'll have to settle for a third place finish.
Yeah, I'll take that any day. You run against like Brandon there and Pat. Both of them guys are pretty good, so. I knew that first lap I was starting there on the bottom, and I thought Brandon would probably get me. And yeah, he slid me, and it was a good slider, very good slider there. And it was like he's going to have to make a mistake if I'm going to get him back. I think he's pretty good.
And what's been the sort of running the non-qualifiers night? What's been the one thing that you can really sort of what's one thing you've learnt so far this week that you might be able to take into to come Monday night's World Finals main event?
Well, I think the big thing is the line here. You know, it slicked off, but there was some moisture up there in 3 and 4, and you could grab that pretty good. And Terry was running the bottom real good there early. He was underneath me, and he could run that bottom. He's one of the best at running the bottom, and I didn't think I could do it. But I think you're going to see this track come Monday night. By the time it's over, it's going to be slick top to bottom because the moisture was going away on the top, especially in 1 and 2.
What's it going to mean to you and the team to walk away victorious come Monday night in the World Finals?
Well, you know, that's a good question. I don't know. I think come Monday night, you're going to have to stay out of trouble. There's going to be a lot of cars, and you're going to have to be going so you stay on the lead lap. So there's you know, we're going to be starting quite a ways back because we're in the non-qualifiers there. But just keep your nose clean and see what happens, I guess.
Steve, congratulations on third place. We'll let you thank everybody involved on this 75 machine.
Well, of course, I got to thank my teammates there, the old salty dogs there. We always have a good time together, and definitely got a Mauer Farm Management and Flatline Racing bodies, and of course, got to thank all the veterans and first responders that are out here. And if it wasn't for what they do, we wouldn't be able to do what we do here. So I need to thank them.
Steve, well done on third place. Good luck on Monday night, buddy.
All righty, thank you.
Steve Bixler home in third place. Home in second place tonight is Paddy Boys. Pat, congratulations on the runner of finish. And, well, I thought you had a chance late in that one, but he just kind of took your line away there in the end. But, hey, second place, a good way to finish, to start off the sprint cars, and good momentum coming into Monday night.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I got a little run off of him, and then I kind of got a little bit loose on the coming out of number 2 turn, and I had to back off just a hair, and I lost all momentum. So I couldn't catch him after that.
I think with the update we've seen over the past couple of seasons, what's one thing that you've had to sort of relearn with these sprint cars?
Reading the track. That is probably my most important thing, is how to read the track, where to run.
Well, it's going to take a lot to get this 41 car into victory lane come Monday night. Speaking of reading the track, what are you expecting the track to do in and during the 50-lap feature on Monday night for the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals?
Well, just like Steve Bixler said, it is going to slick off big time. It's going to be slick. You're going to have throttle control, and just hope you stay out of trouble.
Well, Pat, tell you what, well done on second place here tonight. Good luck come Monday night in the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals main event for the 360 Wing Sprint Cars. But before we let you get out of here, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 41 team.
I'd like to thank the Salty Dogs Racing team. We do have a good time. And I'd also like to thank Coast to Coast Racing for putting on this event. It's always fun. Thank you.
There you go, Pat Boys, home in second spot. Home in first place tonight, it's the 31 car of Brandon Templeton. Brandon, congratulations on this victory, and boy, one that you probably needed because it's going to be a long way back come Monday night's main event.
Yeah, I think it's only 50 laps in the sprint cars, so at least I'll get to start mid-pack. That's kind of mission accomplished. At least I'm not in the very back if I had to run the last chance, I guess. The best thing to do is win it, so good to get it done.
It's been a busy week, and of course we're still not done with just yet. We've still got Pro Late Models and the 358 Modifieds to wrap up tonight. How's your week been going so far?
Well, I made it into the getting second on the first night in the Modifieds, so I got work to do in the Pro Late Models. So I hope to get that done next. Get out there, do some practice laps, and hopefully we can give them another good run.
Mate, with running 3 different cars in the space of what would be like 3 hours. How quickly and how what's the mindset for you in having to run those different cars, because they all drive differently?
Yeah, I guess for me the order, I kind of like it because I'm least familiar with the sprint car. It's the tougher one for me to drive, so it's kind of first, allows me to get some laps in right before it happens, and then the late model and modified, I drive them quite a bit, so I can jump in and feel pretty comfortable in 2 or 3 laps of what the track conditions are. So yeah, hoping to get out there and get a win.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, we'll let you get some more laps in the Pro Late Models. That'll be coming up very shortly. Brandon, congratulations on this victory. Good luck come Monday night's 50-lap main event for the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. But before we let you get out of here and quietly celebrate this one before you jump into a Pro Late Model, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 31 car.
I got to thank M9 Performance. What they've done for our setups, in the sprint cars totally changed our game. I know these are fixed setups, but really appreciate their help in all the other races. Dirt Track Bank, Jay, everything he's doing to support us. Got Your Six Racing Network, Hammer Down Racing Team, Joe, Kurt, and Brian help each other out quite a bit. I know Kurt's he's got computer issues and offline right now, but he's been sending me messages, what lines are working and stuff from the broadcast. So that's really cool to even get that kind of help. Extreme Images, Big C's Lawn Care, Maley's Makery, everybody, you for doing the stream and doing the broadcast, and everybody helping out behind the scenes in the league to make it happen. Red, White, and Blue, shout out for the charity. Hopefully we can raise some good money there and help some veterans in the cause.
Brandon, well done on the win in the sprint cars. Good luck in the Pro Late Models. We'll see you very shortly in that one.
Thank you.
There we go, Brandon Templeton, your winner here tonight from the dirt track at Charlotte for the 360 Wing Sprint Cars. That is non-qualifiers done for that one. We've got Pro Late Models coming up on the program. That will be happening in probably about 10 minutes time. And then, of course, we've got the 358 modifieds to wrap up. And what has been the final night of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals non-qualifiers night. It is final prelim night. And then, of course, we do it all again come Monday night live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty will have the call, and Slide Job Racing Network will have the final coverage of the main event of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. From 7 o'clock Eastern, it's the 360 Wing Sprint Cars. That will have 50 laps on the docket. Then right after that one, should be hopefully right around 8 o'clock Eastern, 75-lap main event for the Pro Late Models. And then, of course, after that one, to wrap up the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. Thanks to Coast to Coast Racing Network and everybody involved that has made this all possible. It will be the 358 modifieds. They will have 100 laps all around the dirt track at Charlotte. Make sure you stick around here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Make sure you stick around live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, not only tonight, but also come Monday night of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. We'll take an opportunity to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Pro Late Models coming up next.
Welcome to Team Red, White, and Blue. Thank you so much for joining our team. My name is Mike Irwin, and I have the honor to serve as the Executive Director. When I founded Team RWB in 2010, our initial focus centered on veteran transition and reintegration into civilian life. But as the large-scale deployments have slowed down, the military's ability to support reintegration has improved, hundreds of thousands of veterans have used their GI Bill, and companies have prioritized hiring veterans, the overall mental, physical, and emotional health of the veteran community still has a long way to go. And Team RWB has a major leadership role to play. And that means that we need you. We need you to close out this video and to know that you didn't just join a listserv or download an app. You joined a team composed of real people, over 200,000 strong, who are veterans on active duty in the National Guard or Reserves or civilian supporters. And these people, who we refer to as the Eagles, want you to get involved in Team RWB. Why is it so important for you to become an active member of the team? Because when you do, we know that it will improve your mental and physical health, help you to develop new and meaningful relationships in your life, and provide you with a sense of purpose that comes from belonging to something bigger than yourself. Over the past decade, veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war and post-military life have told us how important physical fitness has been to them. Running has helped veterans battle nightmares. Triathlons have helped with headaches, and CrossFit has enabled them to sleep better. These fitness activities, along with others, have made them more confident and healthy people. Unfortunately, millions of veterans have forgotten about the power of physical training in their lives. So as you get involved and see the power of Team RWB in your own life, I hope that you feel inspired to reach out to other veterans and encourage them to follow in your footsteps. In closing, I want to again thank you for stepping forward and joining Team Red, White, and Blue. We're fired up to have you on the team, and I know that you're going to be flying the Eagle with pride for a long time.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side, and pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
And we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is time for the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals Non-Qualifiers. It is now time for the Pro Late Models. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you once again for the call as we get set. This time we've got 11 Pro Late Models on the program. Same format to what we've seen with the 360 Wing Sprint Cars. We'll have qualifying here in a few moments' time, followed by heat racing action. 2 heat races on the program, followed by a warm-up session, and then a 25-lap main event. We are ready to go qualifying here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Let's go and wait for our first cars to come onto the racing surface. Let's see who is going to make it onto the racetrack first. Jacob Busso in the 61 car is going to be one of those first cars. Brandon Templeton will also be one of the first cars. Dean Reynolds making his way out onto the racetrack driving the Full Throttle Motorsports car number 79. But there is Brandon Templeton. Let's go qualifying let's go qualifying here at the dirt track at Charlotte. And driving the dirt track bank via my Big C's Images Coast Coast Racing Network, Coast Coast Racing League, car number 31, Brandon Templeton. He should be the first car. All 11 cars are simultaneously on the racetrack. And what a beautiful race car that is, the black, green, and white machine. First lap times coming through right now. Brandon Templeton second, quick, make it quick time with a 15.191. The 32C of Chase Dunau. Dunau will make a lap time of 15.197. That'll be third quick with a 15.197. Second lap for Chase to come through. It's going to be slower. Terry Landis in the 161 machine with a 15.317. The best lap time of 15.254. So 15.317 is going to stick. Pat Boyce in the 41 car, the Young Gun Creations. Salty Dogs Racing Team 41. That should be all for qualifying. So Jeffrey Barker goes quick time with a 15.089. Templeton with a 15.191. Back to Chase Dunau with a 15.197. Brandon Aylesworth 15.257. Paddy Boyce 15.259. Field separated by 0.329 seconds. So 0.3 of a second. Let's take a look at your qualifying results quickly before we go and take a look at your heat race grids. So Jeffrey Barker, quick time. Brandon Templeton, Chase Dunal, Brendan Ellsworth, Pat Boyce, your top 5. Bob DeGood, Dean Reynolds, Terry Landis, Jacob Musso, Stephen Bixley, your top 10. Then 11th was Steve Mora. Heat number 1 will line up like this. On the pole position with a 5:13 car of Jeffrey Barker. To the outside of the front row, Chase Junau in the 32C. From position number 3, the 41 of Pat Boyce. From 4, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. From 5, the 61 of Jacob Musso. From 6, the 888 of Steve Mora. 8 laps is the distance. For 2 heat races on tonight's program. So let's go racing. Pro late models. On the program, still got the 358 modifieds to wrap up the night. We're about to go green. Safety car. The safety truck. The Steve King Foundation pace truck. Comes infield. Barker and Dunau on the front row. Green flag is out. Oh, more all over the back and pushing Dean Reynolds down the front straight away. We stay clean and green through the first 2 left-hand turns. Boyce to the inside on Dunau, down into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Musso to the inside. As here comes Reynolds to the outside. They'll go 3 wide down the front straight away. Reynolds goes to the top and goes to the outside of the 41 car. Oh, Junau. Now Reynolds forcing to go down to the inside. He'll go to the middle of the racetrack. Junau and Reynolds, they make a bit of contact. They're rubbing door panels down the front straight away. Oh boy, struggling to hang on to it. Here's a couple of drivers, but they do manage to hang on to their race cars, hang on to the steering wheel, because here comes Reynolds all over the inside, the left rear corner panel there of Junau. They go down into 1 and 2. Oh, Reynolds gives a little shot in the shorts and a little bump and a run, a little bump in the rump to the 32 car, and Reynolds goes into 3rd. Slider from Boyce on Dunau. Dunau from the outside of the front row. From qualifying 3rd. Oh, the left front catches the tyre and that car. I think it's broken the left front on that race car. He's struggling to get that car turned into the pits. So he'll have to do it the hard way. He'll call the virtual tow. And just unfortunately, Chase just catching the infield tractor tyre. And let me tell you, they don't move, no matter how hard you hit them. So as they pace behind the iRacing.com official pace truck and also the Steve King Foundation pace truck. Lights looking to go out next time by. They're still on. Maybe Chase might get a little bit lucky here with the pace car staying out. In fact, it looks like he won't, because it's at least about a minute 45, minute 50 worth of the virtual tow. And they're coming to 1 degree. So it took about 30 seconds. I mean, it's going to be close, but I don't think he's going to have enough time. So unfortunately, Chase, he'll have to come from the tail end of the field. So he'll start position, what is position number 11 in tonight's main event. Lights are out, single file. 3 to run for the pro late models. He's probably going to miss it by about, Chase, probably going to miss it probably by about 10 to 15 seconds, you would think. Even if he comes out onto the racetrack, he would need an immediate yellow to have any sort of chance at gaining some more positions. Green flag is out. We're back underway. 3 laps left to run. And he's back out onto the racetrack right now. So, yeah, missing it probably by about 10 seconds. Reynolds trying to come after Musso. Musso now coming after Barker. There's your top three on screen. Barker leads. Remember, Barker picked up the Veterans 358 modified main event earlier on this evening. Barker, Musso, Reynolds, Boyce, Moore, your top five. Do now a lap down, and with 1 lap left to go. It's Barker leading the way through turn number 1 and 2. Backstretch for the final time. Heat race number 1 of 2. Into 3 off of turn number 4. Musso got some company with Reynolds closing in thick and fast, but it's not going to be enough for Reynolds as Barker gets the win. From Musso in second, Reynolds will get third. Fourth will go to Boyce. Fifth will be Moore, and Dunell will come home sixth with 1 lap down. Heat number 2. Cars getting ready to take to the racing surface. Let's take a look at your 5 cars to see how they start. Brandon Templeton in car 31, the winner of your 360 wing sprint cars. He will start from position number 1. Brandon Aylesworth in car 041 lines up from position number 2. Position number 3, car number 7, that is Bob the Good. From 4, it's the Yoo-Hoo KSR, car number 161 car of Terry Landis from 4. And your 5th and final starter in car number 75, that is Stephen Bixler. Bixler finishing 3rd in the 360s. Just about 25 minutes ago, so the Steve King Foundation, iRacing.com official pace truck is still on the racing surface. As we are getting ready here in a moment to let them loose around the dirt track at Charlotte. You would think Brandon Templeton, he would be a heavy favourite coming into this heat race. Keen to keep an eye on these drivers working their way forwards in these non-qualifiers night for the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. Templeton, Aylesworth getting set to fly off turn number 4. Green flag goes up, the throttles get pushed to the floor pan. We are underway. Final heat race of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals for the Pro Late Models. The Good nearly going 3 wide down the back straightaway. Here comes Aylesworth after Templeton. So that's the battle of the Brandons down into 3 and 4. And Templeton has got it. Aylesworth finds himself in second position. Third is Terry Landis. Stephen Bixler in fourth. Now Bixler sliding up across the nose of the 7 car. Oh, Bob the Good. The Good in their mission 22. Car number 7. Oh boy, look out. Bixler into the wall. Losing the front end of that race car. Bixler will have to go back to the pit area more than likely as Aylesworth and Landis on screen in second and third position. Bixler goes back to the pits, I believe. Templeton, boy, he nearly caught the tyre. Oh, look out. I think Landis may have caught the tyre. No, keeping it going. So coming very close to those tyres down to the inside of turn number 1 and 2. They're really starting to flirt with destiny down to the bottom side. Aylesworth finds himself almost a second away right now from Brandon Templeton. That will complete lap number 5 of 8, which means 3 laps around the dirt track at Charlotte. Now for the Pro Late Models, and Brandon Templeton is your race leader. Two to go for the winner of the 360 Sprint Car main event for the non-qualifiers night here in the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. White flag is out. 1 to go. Final time for heat racing competition into turn number 3. Off for turn number 4. B-Temp is going to start on the front row of tonight's main event. So heat 2 results coming up on screen. Brandon Templeton gets the win from Brandon Aylesworth in second. Terry Landis third. Bob the Good fourth. And Stephen Bixler home in position number 5. Well, with that being said, is now our time and our opportunity to step aside here at Ultimate Dirt TV. Come back with your Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals Non-Qualifiers Night main event for the Pro Late Models. Back in a few moments' time.
In 2018, I was in a near fatal accident. I was crushed underneath a dually pickup truck, and when the car collapsed, it just broke this whole left side of my body. I was in the hospital for 2.5 months, and I was in a wheelchair trying to learn how to redo everything in life. My name is Ralph Papanaugh. I was in the U.S. Army. I was in for 8 years. I was in military police. I went in for the first 4 years, ended up going to Desert Storm. Then when I got back, I ended up going to National Guard, then got out in '98. After the accident, I couldn't do any of the stuff that I used to be able to do. I started to work out trying to be able to get as much mobility as I can with all the disabilities. And my first event with RWB was CrossFit. And I was like, how am I gonna be doing CrossFit with this? Now I've actually moved up to where I'm doing something every day of the week. With RWB, now I do yoga twice a week. I've got a lot more flexible because of that.
Biceps go, collarbones to your chest.
I mean, I know that there's a lot of movements that I can't do because of my left side of my body. So when there are people to do a plank, I have to do it on a chair. Awesome to be able to get out and do that kind of stuff. Saturday, I do my bike ride. When I first started, I had my left foot was strapped to the pedal on a wood block. Then I found out about the recumbent bike, and now I'm up to doing 20 miles on that bike. RWB is good with, I mean, not just physical, keeping me in shape, but there's just the companionship. There's people out there and we just talk. It makes the ride go a lot faster. It's crazy to just think about the stuff that I accomplish because I have other people doing it with me. Team RWB has supported me by giving me places to go and camaraderie, and they're enriching veterans' lives like me.
And we are back here at Ultimate Dirt TV, coverage of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals Non-Qualifiers Night. It is now time for the Pro Late Model main event. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. The way they line up on the front row, on the pole position, it'll be the 513 car of Jeffrey Barker. Brandon Templeton, car number 31 from position number 2. From position number 3, the 61 of Jacob Musso. From 4, the 041 of Brandon Aylesworth. From position number 5 with the 79 car of Dean Reynolds. From 6, the 161, Terry Landis. From 7 with the 41 of Pat Boyce. From 8, the 7 of Bob DeGood. From position number 9, the 888 of Steve Moore. From 10, the 75 of Stephen Bixler. And Chase Dunau in car number 32C lines up out of position number 11. And the final car to make up this non-qualifiers main event field. It's time. We get the pace truck to go around one more time. It'll take a left-hand turn to the infield. And we will go racing here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Pro Late Models again. These drivers are starting, or they finish, and they fight and battle, scratch, claw for better starting positions come Monday night's World Finals main event in what will be 75 laps on the program on Monday night from roughly around 8 o'clock Eastern, give or take, depending on how long the 360 wing sprint cars take. Safety car goes in. Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals Non-Qualifiers Night. Pro Late Models here live at the dirt track, live virtually at the dirt track at Charlotte, live on Ultimate Dirt TV, live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is time we go and put the green flag up. Let's go live for 25. As Brandon Templeton, Jeffrey Barker lead the field down into turn number 1, off for turn number 2. Brandon Templeton has got the lead down into 3 and 4. We'll see if we can keep this first lap clean and green as they work, and they do complete the opening lap. The field separated by less than 2 seconds right now. Reynolds to the side, into the side there of the 041 car of Brandon Aylesworth. Reynolds working through the middle of the racetrack through 3 and 4. He'll now slide his way to position number 4. Landis trying to work his way inside the top 5. Does so momentarily down into turn number 1 and 2, but he'll give up the top 5 spot. Barker, your initial pole sitter, a heat race winner and fastest qualifier of the night of the Pro Late Models, finds himself in 3rd, almost going to make it 4th position. They go down into 1. Off for turn number 2, here comes Dean Reynolds, that Mission 22, Full Throttle Motorsports, Super Dirt Car Series 79 car. He's working the top into 3 and 4 when Dean Reynolds is going to have a podium at the line. And that will be 4 down, 21 to go. We've seen just a couple of cautions in the 360 wing sprint cars. How many, if any, are we going to see in the Pro Late Models? We complete lap number 5. Aylesworth goes down to the inside now. He tried the cut down line through 3 and off for turn number 4. DeGood all over the back as they work down through 1 and 2. DeGood now shoots down to the low side into turn number 3. And Bob DeGood now going to find his way up into a top 5. Aylesworth sweeps back around the outside, and Brandon Aylesworth completes the top 5 once again. Boyce now going to battle with DeGood. Aylesworth, DeGood slides up in front of Boyce. Boyce has to check up, makes a little bit of contact there in the rear bumper of the 7 car. Boy, Bob DeGood proven right now to be a tough competitor on the racetrack in the Pro Late Models. As he, again, trying to scratch and claw for a top 5. Landis to the inside. They were 3 wide through the middle of turn number 3 and 4. Still watching Bob DeGood, Terry Landis, along with the 041 of Aylesworth and the 41 car of Pat Boyce. Stephen Bixler there as well. Bixler not giving up without a fight. DeGood, Aylesworth almost side by side again. Templeton continuing to lead the way to complete lap number 10 here at the start-finish line. And we'll complete lap number 10, 15 to go here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Still got the 358 modified still to come. Musso running in 2nd spot. Dean Reynolds in 3rd. Barker in 4th. Aylesworth rounds out your top 5. DeGood in 6th. Bixler in 7th. Now DeGood up to position number 5. Can he get it up the line? He's got it. He's got it by a front bumper. So even if the yellow was to come out, Bob DeGood would have that 5th spot on the racetrack no matter what happens from here on out. Unless they get into the next lap. Slide job by Bob DeGood. Aylesworth turns it back underneath him. What a battle you've got for 5th and 6th position right now. And what a race you are seeing here in the Pro Late Models. Aylesworth, DeGood, they trade spots. They trade sliders at both ends. Boy, they're really putting on a show for the fans. DeGood's going to slide back up to the top of the racetrack. He will have 5th at the start-finish line. Aylesworth tries to run him down once again through turn number 1 and 2. Nearly caught the left 3/4 panel there of the 7 car. And the Young Gun Creations Mission 22, number 7. Oh, Bob DeGood catches the concrete wall, allows Aylesworth to move back to position number 5. Aylesworth down to the low side into turn 1, completes the slide job all the way to the concrete wall through turn number 1 and 2. And now it's Bob DeGood's turn to go back at him. 10 laps left to run for your race leader and the rest of the field. And just as the yellow come out, Bob DeGood had it at the line. I think DeGood had it at the line. We'll have to wait and see. But the yellow will come out. Terry Landis. No, the 32 do now getting into the back of the 161 car of Landis. And I think there was problems for Landis. I think he may have caught a tyre. Is that the tyre you caught, Terry? Moore getting a quick repair. And with now 9 to run. Again, who will be victorious? Can Brandon Templeton, can he go back to back? He said he finished second in the modified, so we shouldn't see him other than... After this one, we shouldn't see him for the rest of the night, which, albeit there's only one race left on the program anyway. So lights go out on the Steve King Foundation pace truck. Single file restarts, 9 laps left to run. So the way they restart, the 31 car of Templeton, your race leader from Jacob Musso, the 61 in second, Dean Reynolds in third, Jeffrey Barker fourth, Brandon Ellsworth in fifth, Bob DeGood sixth, Stephen Bixler seventh, Pat Boyce in eighth, Chase Dunow ninth, Steve Moria top 10 with Terry Landis, I believe, still back in the pits. Getting ready to go back green. In fact, Landis is not sure where Landis is at the moment. In fact, he might be done for the night, but hopefully we see him in the 358 modifieds to wrap up a wonderful night of racing here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Green flag is back out. We'll have 8 to run right now as they come off turn number 4. Templeton, Musso, and Reynolds still the top 3. Barker still in 4th position. Then you go back to 5th and 6th. Again, they'll battle, and they'll continue this battle that they had. Aylesworth and DeGood. Now you throw in the 75 car of Stephen Bixler down into turn number 3. So now the 2-car battle was almost a 3-car battle, but now another 2-car battle brewing behind Aylesworth and DeGood. And that happens with Stephen Bixler in the 75 and Pat Boyce in the 41. Boyce goes to the inside. Bixler all sorts of crossed up there, catches the wall there. And oh boy, that car is not going to turn. And the 75 has had a real horrid run as of late. He tries to get down to the infield. Landis just waiting patiently there. Didn't want to bring out the caution. But Bixler goes and pulls it to the infield. And that'll be his night done and dusted. Reynolds, we watch this battle now brewing for 3rd and 4th position. Reynolds in the 79, coming to 4 to go. And the 4th place driver, the 513 car of Jeffrey Barker. Can he get himself into a podium position? He won the Veterans 358 Modifieds. And I think I want to say he finished 5th or 6th in the sprint cars. So Barker finished 6th in the sprint cars. I was right on that one. With just a lap and a half to go for Brandon Templeton. He will come to the white flag. 1 lap left to run. He picked up the 360 sprint car non-qualifiers main event. He's about to pick up the Pro Late Model main event here on non-qualifiers night of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. He's got himself a decent starting spot in the Pro Late Model main event. Brandon Templeton comes away victorious. Let's take a look at the results of just the one caution in this 25-lap main event. Brandon Templeton gets the win from Jacob Musso in 2nd. 3rd will go to Dean Reynolds. Jeffrey Barker, Brandon Ellsworth will round out your top 5. Bob DeGood, Pat Boyce, Chase Dunow, Steve Mora, and Terry Landis your top 10. Stephen Bixler in position number 11. Well, we've got our winner already into victory lane. We'll wait for the other 2 drivers of Jacob Musso, along with Dean Reynolds. And then, of course, we will get to chat to our top 3 before we get ready for the 358 modifiers. Let's bring in 3rd place here tonight. It's Dean Reynolds. Dean, congratulations on 3rd place here tonight. Tell me, how was that one? How did you feel in that car?
Not too bad, Brad. I'm starting to like these Pro Late models. I don't run them that much, but I do like when they're fixed setup and you're equal to everybody else, because I don't even own an open set in these things. So, but ever since the last couple builds, the steering on them seems to be not as wonky as they've been before. Usually you got a saw on the wheel. Now they're a little more easier to drive, and I'm really starting to like them. So I'm happy with third. Brandon's very good in these late models, and Jacob is one of the most improved drivers in Coast to Coast. So we'll take the third.
Switching between the pro late models, the 358 modifieds, and even throw in the sprint cars, how do you sort of adjust? How do you sort of adjust to the different racing types of these cars?
Well, as you know, it is a big adjustment, especially a fixed setup 360. The track was really slick when we ran our preliminary. It was at 35% to start, so we were kind of feathering it right from the start. And, even though it's only a 360, you still got a lot more power, so you got to feather that. 358, I'm very comfortable. I can run a 358, any part of the track. I feel good. That's my car I race the most. And these here, it's funny. You think you can drive these really hard. You can actually floor it all the way around, but still not the quick way to do it. So you got to learn to do a little bit of a balance between being aggressive and feathering. So it's three unique cars, and that's what's cool about this event. You get to run all three and see how good you are.
Well, I would have liked to beat you in all three come Monday night, but I've got to take my kids swimming, so I can't actually do that. So I can't humiliate you in front of all the fans. But you know what? I'll let you have this one. Team, congratulations on third place here tonight, the non-qualifiers night of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. Let you thank everybody involved on the 79 car.
Well, I'd like to thank the gang from Full Throttle Motorsports, first of all, the team I'm part of, and then Team Venom. So when I do race the modifieds here, they put me in their Discord, and we have a lot of fun. I'd like to thank Coast to Coast for all the charity events they do for Red, White, and Blue that they're doing for this one. And I got Mission 22 on this car. I ran this car last year at the World Finals when Mission 22 was sponsoring it. So still two great charities. I'd like to thank Flatline Racing Bodies for bringing this event to the forefront by sponsoring it and enable for you to do the telecast. And Brett, I'd like to say, first of all, congratulations on the new edition. She's still cuter than I am, but we'll work on that. But it's good to have you back on the telecast.
That's not hard, buddy. You didn't set the bar very high.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
That's what I'm here for, Dean. Well done on third place. Good luck Monday night, buddy.
Mate, thank you.
There we go. Dean Reynolds home in third place. Home in second place tonight is Jacob Musso. Jacob, congratulations on second place here tonight in the Pro Late Models non-qualifiers night. Track didn't get all that slick, but still slick enough to where you had to sort of feather it in some parts of the racetrack.
Yeah, it was, I would have liked it blown off a little bit more there, but it made it easier to pass on the bottom, or just you don't have to be right up against the wall, so you don't really have to scare yourself too much about hitting the wall and getting stuck in it. But I think the hardest part about that track tonight was definitely the entrance to 3 and 4. It was slicked off right where you gotta pivot the car, and that proved to be a challenge. But other than that, the track was pretty fun.
Come Monday night, instead of you done 25 laps here tonight, but come Monday night, we're going to have 75 laps on the board. What do you think the track is going to do? What's the biggest thing for you in a 75-lap late model main event?
Honestly, I just got to stay out of the early race carnage. I know it'd probably be 3 wide right off the bat, a lot of passing, a lot of slide jobs early in the race. So if you stand out of the carnage for the first 25 laps, you have a good shot at just staying up top and just hugging the wall, because I think that's where the track's going. There really won't be a bottom lane unless the slick rubbers up a little bit. And I think if you just stay on the high side and you just be nice and smooth on the high side, you pass a lot of guys, and just gonna try to go towards the front Monday for me.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a mammoth effort to get that 61 car up front, but you got to believe in yourself and believe that you can get the job done in the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. Jake, congratulations on the runner-up finish here tonight in the non-qualifiers night. Before we let you go, we'll let you thank everybody involved that made all this possible for you on the 61 car to get around.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at GKM Racing, Main Street Auto, Sim Seats. I'd like to thank you for a great broadcast, and Coast to Coast for this great event.
Jacob Musso home in second spot. Home in first place tonight is Brandon Templeton. Brandon, you go back-to-back, and this time you've done it in the Pro Late Models. Well, that's 2 in a row. You've already locked yourself into the modifieds. I mean, it's going to be a pretty big night come Monday night when it comes to the amount of laps. You'll do 100 laps in the 358s. You'll do 75 laps in the Pro Late Models, 50 in the sprint cars. It's going to be a busy night.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of wheel time, a lot of time with the VR on my head. I'll probably be sweating and have the fan on in the room. So looking forward to it, though. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. It's going to be a lot of fun. late models there, it's a little more tacky track. There wasn't a lot of slick. It was a little more easy track, and it was in my comfortable race car of the pro late model. So that one I was probably the most confident in and was able to close the deal.
Tyre wear is going to be a big factor, especially 75 laps around the dirt track at Charlotte. How do you start thinking of a game plan now for what you need to do, or have you already got that game plan in mind?
Well, starting 13th, I mean, we'll have to see what the track conditions are like, but there's a decent chance it won't be very slick, to start, and they'll kind of let it wear as the race goes on. So starting on the inside up, I'm assuming, probably try to hug that bottom, save some tires, but we'll see. Sometimes I don't really have it in my DNA to lay back. The guys on the team know that. It's kind of a checkers or record for me lately. I don't know. I just need to settle in and work it with a lot more laps, and maybe I can get there at the end.
I'll wish you the best of luck. But for tonight, in non-qualifiers night, you pick up wins in both 360 sprint car competition and also pro late models. You've already locked yourself into the 358 modified, so we'll wait and see you come Monday night. Brandon, congratulations on this victory once again. But again, before we let you go one final time here for the pro late models, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 31 car.
Yeah, I got to shout out to the Red, White, and Blue deal, the charity that we're all raising this for. If somebody can kick in some extra money that's watching, even if you're not driving or can't be here Monday, that, in fact, there's open spots available. Jump in. It's a blast, get out here, see what it's like. It's good, fun league. Everybody races clean. So come on out, enjoy it, and support the charity. I got to thank Dirt Track Bank, Got Your Six Racing Network, Mission 22, Hammer Down Racing, Extreme Images, Mealy's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care. You for doing the stream, Brett, and everybody watching at home. Thank you.
There we go, Brandon Templeton home in first place here tonight of the Pro Late Models. Well, we've got one more race on the program to come, which will be your 358 Modifieds non-qualifiers night. With that being said, once again, one final time, we'll step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. You're watching the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals live here on Ultimate Dirt TV, live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
In 2018, I was in a near fatal accident. I was crushed underneath a dually pickup truck, and when the car collapsed, it just broke this whole left side of my body. I was in the hospital for 2.5 months, and I was in a wheelchair trying to learn how to redo everything in life. My name is Ralph Papanaugh. I was in the U.S. Army. I was in for 8 years. I was a military police. I went in for the first 4 years, ended up going to Desert Storm. And when I got back, I ended up going to National Guard, then got out in '98. After the accident, I couldn't do any of the stuff that I used to be able to do. I started to work out trying to be able to get as much mobility as I can with all the disabilities. And my first event with RWB was CrossFit. And I was like, how am I going to be doing CrossFit with this? Now I've actually moved up to where I'm doing something every day of the week. With RWB, now I do yoga twice a week. I've got a lot more flexible because of that.
Bicep your skull, collarbones to your chest.
I mean, I know that there's a lot of movements that I can't do because of my left side of my body. So when there are people to do a plank, I have to do it on a chair. Awesome to be able to get out and do that kind of stuff. Saturday, I do my bike ride. When I first started, I had my left foot was strapped to the pedal on a wood block. Then I found out about the recumbent bike, and now I'm up to doing 20 miles on that bike. RWB is good with, I mean, not just physical, keeping me in shape, but there's just the companionship. There's people out there and we just talk. It makes the ride go a lot faster. It's crazy to just think about the stuff that I accomplish because I have other people doing it with me. Team RWB has supported me by giving me places to go and camaraderie, and they're enriching veterans' lives like me.
Welcome to Team Red, White, and Blue. Thank you so much for joining our team. My name is Mike Irwin, and I have the honor to serve as the Executive Director. When I founded Team RWB in 2010, our initial focus centered on veteran transition and reintegration into civilian life. But as the large-scale deployments have slowed down, the military's ability to support reintegration has improved, hundreds of thousands of veterans have used their GI Bill, and companies have prioritized hiring veterans, the overall mental, physical, and emotional health of the veteran community still has a long way to go. And Team RWB has a major leadership role to play. And that means that we need you. We need you to close out this video and to know that you didn't just join a listserv or download an app. You joined a team composed of real people, over 200,000 strong, who are veterans on active duty in the National Guard or reserves or civilian supporters. And these people, who we refer to as the Eagles, want you to get involved in Team RWB. Why is it so important for you to become an active member of the team? Because when you do, we know that it will improve your mental and physical health, help you to develop new and meaningful relationships in your life, and provide you with a sense of purpose that comes from belonging to something bigger than yourself. Over the past decade, veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war and post-military life have told us how important physical fitness has been to them. Running has helped veterans battle nightmares. Triathlons have helped with headaches, and CrossFit has enabled them to sleep better. These fitness activities, along with others, have made them more confident and healthy people. Unfortunately, millions of veterans have forgotten about the power of physical training in their lives. So as you get involved and see the power of Team RWB in your own life, I hope that you feel inspired to reach out to other veterans and encourage them to follow in your footsteps. In closing, I want to again thank you for stepping forward and joining Team Red, White, and Blue. We're fired up to have you on the team, and I know that you're going to be flying the Eagle with pride for a long time.
And we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is now time for the final race of the non-qualifiers night of the 2023 Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals, live here from the virtual dirt track at Charlotte. It is time to go qualifying. Good evening, race fans. Brett Wheeler with you for the call. We've got the field of 12 drivers for the non-qualifiers night. Everybody's going to make the show come Monday night for 100 laps, but it is all about starting positions when it comes to Monday night. But first on the program, qualifying coming up. And with that being said, it is now time and our pleasure to say welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV, welcome to the virtual dirt track at Charlotte, and welcome to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is qualifying underway. The first couple of cars, they're about to hit the racetrack here any moment. And once they hit the racetrack, we'll of course see those drivers. One of the first cars to come out onto the racetrack, Harold Klump in car number 76 in the Zito Speed and Performance entry. Joseph Musa in the Fast Eddies number 63. Jeffrey Kemper in the Young Gun Creations 181 car. Paul Thompson in car number 337, the Out of Oz Designs. GJ Boydell in the 014 car. Joe Canellis in car number 22. In fact, that's the one car, the Mission 22 car. Terry Landis in the 161. Stephen Bixel at 75. Steve Moore in the 888 machine. Jacob Busso in the Fast Eddie 61. Paddy Boyce in the 127. GJ Boydell goes quick time with a 15.806. Pat Boyce on screen. Can anybody top the man of GJ Boydell, who goes quick time with the 15.806? Joseph Musso going to wrap up his time as well. Pat Boyce, can he go quicker than 6 quick with a 15.960? No, cannot. Boydell brings it pit side, the Velocity Race Designs. We let the dogs out, Pet Care Services. So it looks like all 12 cars have qualified here at the dirt track at Charlotte. And well, now we just wait for race control to flick the switch and go into the first of 2 heat races. Let's take a look at those qualifying results coming up on screen. GJ Boydell with a 15.806. Joseph Musso will go second quick. Harold Klump third. Jeffrey Barker fourth. Jacob Musso to round out the top 5. Pat Boyce in 6th. Stephen Bixler 7th. Jeffrey Kemper 8th. Paul Thompson 9th. Terry Landis rounds out your top 10. Over the page goes Steve Moore and Joe Canellis to make up the 12 cars. Just, again, a little shy of 0.3 of a second, 0.311 of a second, separating the top 12 drivers. Heat number 1, they will line up like this on the pole position with the 014 car of GJ Boydell to the outside of the front row, driving car number 76. That is Harold Klump. Second row to the inside goes the 61 Fast Eddie's Machine of Jacob Musso. To the outside, the Morris Farm Management car number 75 entry, Stephen Bixler from position number 4. And your third and final row, the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals Non-Qualifiers night for your 358 modifieds, driving the 337 car of Paul Thompson. And to the outside, driving the 888 machine, that is Steve Moore from position number 6. 8 laps on the board, 6 cars lining up the inside row. Rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, their positions. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11 for the main event, which will be 25 laps in distance. Just double check that. Yes, it is. It is confirmed, 25 laps in distance. So as they roll down the front straight away. Again, track at the moment pretty fresh. You can see just a slick racing line down on the entries into turns number 1 and turn number 3. Boydell and Klump. Green is out. The final non-qualifiers race. We are underway down into turn number 1 and 2, and it'll be Boydell to lead the way. But here comes Musso to the inside of Klump, but Klump swoops back around the outside. They will battle for the second and third position, although Musso going down to the inside, challenging Boydell for the race lead momentarily, but now going to give up the race lead and going to fall back to position number 3 with GJ Boydell now and still holding on to the number 1 position. There is your top 3 on screen. Harold Klump in the 76 machine, still working in the runner-up spot. Right now, Boydell, Klump, Musso, your top 3, Thompson, Moore, and Bixel. That's your field as they work down the back straight away. Still watching the 76 machine of Harold Klump to complete lap number 3 at the start-finish line. Boydell, Klump, and Musso, still no change as we go back. Thompson in 4th, Moore in 5th, and then Bixler in position number 6. So Bixler's got a lot of work to do later on tonight. Meanwhile, Jacob Musso still trying to close in on the back of the 76 machine. We're halfway home, 4 down and 4 to run. Boydell continuing to lead the way here at the dirt track at Charlotte. 358 modifieds, Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals, Non-Qualifiers night moves, so all over the back of Klump through turn number 3 and 4. 2 laps remaining. Musso's got to run now to the outside. He goes. Is he going to go to the inside and try and take that line away? Yes, he does. He now cuts it back down to the inside. Musso, Klump side by side. Who's going to have it at the line? Klump had it. Now will we see the slider from Musso? Yeah, we do. Klump now turns it back underneath him. Boy, that was right across the snoot of the 76 machine. Working down into 3 and 4 for the final time. GJ Boydell going to come away victorious here in heat race number 1. Klump going to hold on to second. Musso 3rd. Then you go back to Thompson in 4th. Moore along with Bixler to make up your top 5 drivers in heat race number 1. Top 6 drivers in heat race number 1. There it is. Boydell, Klump, Musso, Thompson, Mora, and Bixler for heat number 1. Heat number 2, drivers getting set to take to the racetrack. On the pole, driving the Fast Eddies, car number 63 machine of Joseph Musso. To the outside, driving car number 513, Jeffrey Barker from position number 2. From position number 3, driving car number 41, that is Pat Boyce. From position number 4, driving your 181 machine, that is Jeffrey Kemper. From positions number 5 and 6, the 161 car of Terry Landis will start from 5, and the 1 car of Joe Canellis lining up from position number 6. Again, another 8 laps on the board for the final heat race of the 2023 Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. Again, this is non-qualifiers race. The soup runs have been scrapped for Saturday night. And in fact, Sunday night. Monday night is going to be the big one, ladies and gentlemen. It is World Finals from 7 o'clock Eastern. Marty live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, live on Slide Job Racing Network. We'll have all the coverage of the 360 wing sprint car starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, followed by, in fact, I think they start at 6:30 Eastern or 6 o'clock Eastern. They'll have driver presentations, but also after the 360 wing sprint cars will be the Pro Late Model 75 lap main event, and then followed to wrap up the World Finals will be a 100 lap A main event for the 358 modifieds. Here we go, getting ready to go back racing. Heat race number 2, and we are up and underway. And it's going to be Musso to lead. Barker down into turn number 1 and 2. Barker trying to go down to the middle of the racetrack. Oh, I thought he was going to cut it down. Paddy Boyce goes right through the middle. He'll now take over the 3rd running position. Jeffrey Kemper goes back to 4th. Here comes Terry Landis trying to move inside the top 3. Landis gets, nowhere to go. Landis goes, oh boy, Canellis goes into the concrete wall. We may go yellow. Canellis upside down. Kemper and Boyce, they're rubbing wheels and door panels down the front straightaway. Canella still going, so we stay green. 5 to run here in the final heat race of the night. Musso leading Barker along with Kemper and Boyce. Landis, Canellis, that's the 6 drivers. Watching Barker on screen right now, and Barker again closing in on the 63 of Joseph Musso down into turn number 1 and 2, where lap 5 is about to be in the books at the completion of this lap, and with just 3 laps left to run. Kemper closes in on Barker and Musso through 3 and 4. And boy, you're about to see a good 3-car battle for the race lead, although time's starting to run out for these drivers to see who will come away victorious. Reminder, this will line up the outside row. So rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in your 25-lap main event. We've had just 3 cautions in what has been 50 laps of competition between the 360 wing sprint cars and the Pro Late Models. How many, if any, will we see in the 358 modifiers? We come to the white flag, another green flag run, and another race that goes the distance, flag to flag. It's Musso, Barker, and Kemper, 1, 2, and 3 down through the 1st and 2nd turn into 3 and 4. Final time approaching. Barker goes to the inside. Can he get the run off turn number 4? No, Joseph Musso gets the win. Musso comes away victorious here in heat race number 2. Barker will come home 2nd, Kemper 3rd, Boyce 4th, 5th, we'll go to Landis, and Canellis will come home in position number 6. Let's go and take an opportunity to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV and live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network as well for the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. On the other side of this, your 25-lap main event.
Welcome to Team Red, White, and Blue. Thank you so much for joining our team. My name is Mike Irwin, and I have the honor to serve as the Executive Director. When I founded Team RWB in 2010, our initial focus centered on veteran transition and reintegration into civilian life. But as the large-scale deployments have slowed down, The military's ability to support reintegration has improved. Hundreds of thousands of veterans have used their GI Bill, and companies have prioritized hiring veterans. The overall mental, physical, and emotional health of the veteran community still has a long way to go. And Team RWB has a major leadership role to play. And that means that we need you. We need you to close out this video and to know that you didn't just join a listserv or download an app. You joined a team composed of real people, over 200,000 strong, who are veterans on active duty in the National Guard or reserves or civilian supporters. And these people, who we refer to as the Eagles, want you to get involved in Team RWB. Why is it so important for you to become an active member of the team? Because when you do, we know that it will improve your mental and physical health, help you to develop new and meaningful relationships in your life, and provide you with a sense of purpose that comes from belonging to something bigger than yourself. Over the past decade, veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war and post-military life have told us how important physical fitness has been to them. Running has helped veterans battle nightmares. Triathlons have helped with headaches, and CrossFit has enabled them to sleep better. These fitness activities, along with others, have made them more confident and healthy people. Unfortunately, millions of veterans have forgotten about the power of physical training in their lives. So as you get involved and see the power of Team RWB in your own life, I hope that you feel inspired to reach out to other veterans and encourage them to follow in your footsteps. In closing, I want to again thank you for stepping forward and joining Team Red, White, and Blue. We're fired up to have you on the team, and I know that you're going to be flying the Eagle with pride for a long time.
We are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It is now time for the final part of your 2023 Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. Again, tonight we come to you live from the virtual dirt track at Charlotte with your main event. We've already had 360. We've already had to start off the night the Veterans 358 Modifieds. We had the 360 wing sprint cars. We've had the Pro late models, and now it is time to go racing in your 358 Modified main event. Let's take a look at your starting lineup, and lining up on the pole position in car number 014, it's GJ Boydell. To the outside of the front row, the 63 car of Joseph Musso from position number 2. From position number 3 with the 76 car of Harold Klump. From 4, the 513 of Jeffrey Barker. From 5, it's the 61 of Jacob Musso. From 6, it's the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper. From 7, the 337 of Paul Thompson. From 8, it's the 41 car of Pat Boyce. From position number 9, it's the 888 of Steve Mora. From 10, the 161 of Terry Landis. And your final row, inside and outside, from position number 11, car number 75, Stephen Bixler. And from position number 12, car number 1 of Joe Canellis. We are ready for a start. Again, a reminder, these drivers, all drivers, are in Monday night's main event. It's about starting positions. Who can go to victory lane here tonight? Who will start where? When it comes to 100 laps around the dirt track at Charlotte, 4 times of what they are going to do here tonight in the main event. We get ready. The Steve King Foundation pace truck is in field, and we are ready to do battle. Non-qualifiers night, final race of the 2023 Flatline Racing Bodies Non-Qualifiers night here at the dirt track at Charlotte. 358 Modifieds. Let's go live for 25. And we're underway with GJ Boydell nearly catching the infield tire. That'll, of course, open up the door for Joseph Musso to go around the outside. Not like a trailer park girl, but like a man possessed. Looking for the race lead, 3 wide behind him. Lap number 1 is going to belong to Joseph Musso. Here comes Boydell coming back after him down into turn number 1 and 2. Barker and Jacob Musso. So the Mussos, they hold 2 of the top 4 positions at the moment. Barker and Boydell, they find themselves battling it out for second and third position. Barker around the outside. Here comes Jacob Musso down to the inside. Boydell through the middle. We go 3 wide for second, third and fourth position. Once again, they go down the back straightaway. Boydell, Jacob Musso heading to back out of it. Boydell cutting it really close to the right front there. The 61 car, and again 3 wide down the front straightaway. It's hard to know who was where at the start-finish line. The only way to tell is to see if we were to get a caution flag. Let's hope that we don't, because we've only had 3 so far in 50 laps of competition at main event here tonight. In fact, make that 3 of 75. Oh, and there it is. We get our first caution of the modifieds. Trying to dissect this one to see what happened. So Steve Moore in the 888 machine. Oh, just Bixler caught the back end of him, sending the 888 around. And there it was. I said second, third and fourth. It was close at the start finish. The only way to tell how close it actually was to throw the yellow. And sure enough, a lap later we get a yellow. Not the way they would have liked to anticipate their first yellow to come out, but unfortunately it just happens. So, the way that it stands, the way that the order runs, Joseph Musso, the 63 car, your race leader from Jeffrey Barker in second, GJ Boydell third, Jacob Musso in fourth. Harold Klump running at your top 5. Are we going green? Lights are out, which means yes, field will double up. Leader gets lane choice, inside or outside. He's obviously chosen to go to the inside line. This is our 4th feature of the night. 75 laps so far. With that 4 laps complete, make that 79, and that is caution number 4. We had none in the veterans race. We had 2 in the sprint cars. We had 1 in the pro late models. We had 1 in the 358 modifieds. Let's hope that we can keep it like that. Here we go, getting ready to go back racing here at the dirt track at Charlotte. 21 to go for the 63 car. Oh, but Joseph Musso and Jacob Musso got a good start there on the outside. GJ Boydell, not sure what was going on there with the 014 car, but now Jeffrey Barker under assault. He is the meat between the Musso sandwich right now, down into turn number 3 and 4. Joseph Musso leading Jacob Musso now to the top side through turn number 1 and 2. And boy, I tell you what, Jacob all over the back of him like a rash. And now he goes down to the inside. Will he look for the slider? No, he stays mid-track. So it's a Musso 1, 2. Who's going to have it at the line? I think Joseph, maybe Jacob. I got no idea where that one. Oh, boy, right across the nose. It's a Musso slider. Joseph and Jacob going at it. Hammer and tong down into turn number 3 and 4. 3 wide. Barker got a little tight there on the exit of turn number 4 and nearly got into the side of the 61 car. Jacob Musso, but now Joseph to the outside he goes. Jacob and Joseph, they come together on the back straightaway. And now Jeffrey Barker comes back at it for the race lead. Remember, he picked up the veterans main event victory. Meanwhile, Kemper coming after now. He's coming up into 4th position. How about Terry Landis? From about the 10th starting position goes Landis. And he's up inside the top 5. And Landis is not done with just yet. Coming to 16 to go. So that will be 9 complete. Joseph Musso, the race leader from Jeffrey Barker in second. Jacob Musso third. Couple of laps to go. Joseph and Jacob come together there on the back straightaway. That allowed Jeffrey Barker to close in once again and make it a 3-car battle for the race lead. Landis is now looking to the outside there on Jeffrey Kemper down the front straightaway. Landis has got 4th down into turn number 1, but Kemper comes back at him. Still watching the Musso battle on screen, 1st and 2nd right now. Oh boy, this would be a fun and interesting dinner table, that's for sure. If they sort of took each other out, that almost happened about 3 or 4 laps ago, but Joseph has got it right now over Jacob into turn number 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Landis now, here he comes after the 513 car of Jeffrey Barker and Terry Landis. He is a man on a mission right now. He's not a man on a mission 22, but he's a man on a mission to get to the front as quick as he can and as fast as he can. I'm sure Landis would love to win this one from about the 10th starting position. I'm pretty sure it was. Landis and Barker Oh boy, here comes a slider for the race lead. Jacob Musso on Joseph. Joseph! Oh, I thought he was going to try and tap him on the outside, but instead he comes back to the inside, and Jacob now gets to go tubbing. To the outside we go. Coming to 11, legs 11 to go. Jacob Musso in the 61, Joseph Musso in the 63, first and second. Meanwhile, Barker, Landis fighting it up for third and fourth. Now you throw in Jeffrey Kemper as well into the mix along with GJ Boydell. 2-car battle for the lead, a 4-car battle for third, fourth, fifth and sixth position right now in the top 6. They are separated by 1.2 seconds. Not a whole lot separated right now. A lot of the drivers, 5 of the top 6 are all running the top side through turn number 1 and 2. Barker, he's unable to get up there at the moment. Whether he's comfortable in running the top side or whether he's just saying, you know what, I'm comfortable running the bottom side. Knowing that it's going to be 100 laps come Monday night's main event. You need to save your equipment. Jacob Musso, however, in the 61 car, leading Joseph in the 63. Boy, I tell you what, they're really walking the dog, walking the field here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Heat race distance left is all that separates a win for Jacob Musso or Joseph Musso. And for Musso to go 1-2 here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Non-qualifiers night of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. Parker still working on the inside line. Here comes Kemper back to the outside. He goes down into turn number 1 and 2. He's got it at the line. Landis, boy, I tell you what, Landis would love to hold on to a podium position, but now he's got Kemper. Kemper decides to go through the middle and slide it up 3/4 up the racetrack. Trying to force Landis into a mistake, but boy, I tell you what, if Landis has got a spotter right now, oh boy, Kemper had to check up. Boydell got in the back and they kept it going. He didn't lose, he lost 1 position, and that was all that he lost. Half a second, make it 6/10 of a second lead now for Jacob over Joseph. And it's a Musso 1-2 right now. Landis and Barker still battle side by side for third and fourth position, but now Boydell around the outside of Barker, and Barker went from battling third, now going to battle to hold on to a 4th place finish. Boydell around the outside. Remember Boydell, quickest qualifier, and took out heat race number 1. But right now, he finds himself struggling just at the moment in 4th position with 3 laps left to run. Just the 1 caution in this main event coming at lap number 4. So what has been 17, maybe 18 green flag laps at the moment. Boydell, boy, I tell you what, really closing in on the back of the 161 car. Oh, Terry Landis. 2 to run right now for your race leader, the 61 car of Jacob Musso. 8/10 of a second lead. Look at the 76 car of Harold Clump along with Pat Boyce in the 41. They are trying to get up inside the top 5, but it may not matter. The white flag is out. 1 lap left to run here at the dirt track in Charlotte, and it's the Fast Eddie's cars 1 and 2. Jacob Musso back straight away for the final time into 3 off for turn number 4. Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals non-qualifier night main event victory for the 358 modifieds goes to Jacob Musso. Second will go to Joseph Musso. So it's a Musso 1-2. And I believe Terry Landis is going to hold on to position number 3. Let's take a look at your results. Landis does hold on to position number 3. GJ Boydell fast finishing there. Home in position number 4. Jeffrey Barker around at your top 5. Jeffrey Kemper 6. Harold Clump 7. Pat Boyce 8. Stephen Bixler 9. Steve Mora to round out your top 10. Then you go back to Joe Canellis in 11th and Paul Thompson in position number 12. And just like that, your Flatline Racing Bodies non-qualifiers night, prelim nights, they are all done and dusted. And now we get to chat to our top 3. We wait for them to get out of the virtual cockpits of the race car. And we'll chat to both Jacob and Joseph Musso to come home first and second. And of course, we will chat to Terry Landis in the 161 machine. In fact, let's bring up Terry right now because he comes home in 3rd place tonight. It's the 161 of Terry Landis. Terry, congratulations. 3rd place. Boy, you had to work for that one because I'm going to say you started 10th. You did. You started 10th and you come home 3rd. You're a man on a mission tonight.
Yeah, I was running pretty good. I don't know, it's with these setups, but it's to my liking, I guess.
Monday night. Now, everybody's locked themselves into tonight, from tonight's main event into the Monday night main event. Again, it was all just battle about starting positions. I think you should be starting what would be 15th in the main event come Monday night. You've done 25 laps here tonight. You times that by 4. You've got a 100-lap feed event. Have you done any type of racing like this before, like that, in distance like that before?
No, just with NASCAR, but that doesn't count because you're always sideways here. It's going to be, I think, it's total endurance race. I mean, with these, new tires and everything, no one knows. At least I don't. I've never practiced, ran 100 laps on them, so we'll see where they go.
Well, do you have any kind of game plan on what you want to do? Because you've got a couple of nights to think about on how you want to attack Monday night. But do you think about this one yet, or do you worry about the sprint cars and the pro late models first?
No, I drive them all basically the same, except here, man. For some unknown reason, I can run the top really good here. I don't know why, but usually everybody knows what I do. I go down to the bottom and wait everything out, and then I come up and try and make it to the win.
Well, Terry, good luck come Monday night. Well done on third place here tonight. Before we let you go, of course, we'll let you thank everybody involved on this 161 car.
All right, thanks, Brett. Well, first and foremost, everybody who puts it on. Roger's a heck of a guy. I don't know what he's doing, all these freaking leagues he got going on. He's just a crazy old guy. And, everyone back at KSR, Christ Oval Track, and Galen's Homegrown Popcorn, put card in the code and you'll get 15% off. And you, Brett, thanks, and my wife, Judy.
There we go. Terry Landis home in third place here tonight in the non-qualifiers race for the 358 modified to the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. It's out to the man that comes home, and the first of two Musos to make it a 1-2. Joseph Musso to come home in position number 2. Joe, congratulations, Joseph, congratulations on a second place finish here tonight. Boy, I tell you what, that must have been a fun battle there with Jacob.
Oh yeah, that was a blast. We don't get to do that too much, so we're definitely having a lot of fun out there. Made a little bit of contact. We were just trying to push it a little too hard, so I had to give him some room on the other sliders he threw so we wouldn't wreck each other.
I was just going to ask you about the contact on, I think it was about lap 10 or 11 like that. You guys were at 1 and 2 at that stage. You allowed Barker to, after you made that contact, you allowed Barker, do you talk in Discord about what happened, or do you just sort of say, sorry, let's just focus at what we were doing and let's get back to what was working?
Yeah, that's what I told him. I yelled at him. I'm like, I don't think you were clear. So we started bickering a little bit, but then I told him, let's just focus on getting this 1-2 and not kill each other again. So we focused on that, and we ended up getting the 1-2 like we hoped.
Well, you guys are carrying some good speed going into and good momentum going into Monday night's World Finals, Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals, main event, 100 laps on the board. A question can be asked, have you done 100 laps before in anything here on the dirt side of things?
Yeah, I think I've done it twice here with the small block and the big block, so I kind of know what's going to happen, but that was with the old dirt model, so we'll see how this new dirt model goes. But I like the long races, and if we get a good green flag run, that's probably where I'm going to be the strongest, so hopefully make a charge through the top for those 100 laps, but we'll see what happens.
Joseph, well done on second place here tonight in the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals non-qualifiers night main event for the 358 modified. Before we let you go, of course, we'll let you thank everybody involved that makes this possible for you in the 63 car to get around.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Fast Ace Hot Rods, Main Street Auto, all my GKM teammates for supporting me, you for a great broadcast, Coast to Coast for a great league.
Well done on second place tonight. Good luck on Monday night, Joseph.
Thank you.
There we go, Joseph Musso home in second spot. And home in first place tonight is Jacob Musso. Jacob, congratulations on this victory. And boy, that was an entertaining race from start to finish. How are you feeling after those 25 laps?
I feel pretty good. I didn't have the best heat race or qualifying effort there, and I knew once the top came in, I was going to be a force to be reckoned with. And I'm glad it was Joe that I got a battle with there. We had a couple haymakers thrown there, but other than that, we kept it pretty clean, and I feel pretty good going into Monday night.
Racetrack wasn't all that slick, but still slick enough to make the top side work. A lot of the drivers work on the top side. What have you learnt this week when it comes to tracks? Because you've had 25 laps all week, and now come Monday night, it's going to be 100 laps. This track is going to be totally different.
Yeah, it's definitely you're going to live or die by the wall. I think in the small blocks, you might be able to get away running up against the tires. I was trying it out earlier in the feature, and it was pretty quick. but the middle line was still quick, so I couldn't really power off the corner. But once you get up towards the wall, I think the middle line's going to be dead, and you're going to have to be way to the bottom to even come close to passing anybody. But yeah, I think it's just be patient up against the wall, watch your throttle, and use the brake to get it to rotate a little bit, and I think you'll be fine.
Well, I'll tell you what, congratulations on the win here tonight. Good luck on Monday night, Jacob. And again, before we let you go, we'll let you have one final say to wrap up, or what will be almost the closing words for the non-qualifiers night of the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals.
Thank you. I'd like to thank all the boys at GKM Racing, Joe for keeping it clean there, Fast 80s Hot Rods, Main Street Auto, you for a great broadcast. I always enjoy watching the broadcast back, and then Coast to Coast for this great event. Really excited for Monday, and I hope everybody watching tonight comes out Monday and watches the best. Go at it.
Jacob, well done on the win tonight. Good luck on Monday night, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Jacob Musso, home in first place tonight in the Flatline Racing Bodies non-qualifiers main event here in the 358 Modifieds. That will wrap it up here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Wrap it up on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It has been a phenomenal night of racing, starting with the Veterans 358 Modifieds, where that was won by Jeffrey Parker, followed by the 360 Wing Sprint Cars and Pro Late Models taken out by Brandon Templeton, and then, of course, Jacob Musso in the 61 car to wrap up and take out the final main event of the night. Again, all coverage coming back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network from around 6 or 6:30 Eastern on Monday night. Marty, Slide Job Racing Network and Coast to Coast Racing Network will have all the coverage from drivers' presentations to the 50-lap 360 main event, followed by the 75-lap Pro Late Model main event. And then to wrap up the night will be the 100-lap 358 Modified main event here in the 2023 Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. That will do it for us here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We thank you so very much for your attendance and your cooperation here tonight. It's been a long night, but with that being said, it's now time for us to say good night. Good luck to the drivers come Monday night. I'll be tuning in as much as I can and hope everybody has a safe and wonderful weekend.